Business equity for Indy is really about creating better futures in multiple areas. And of course, workforce is one of the biggest ones. And because we are a Chamber of Commerce, we care a lot about small business development because here in the Central Indiana region, most of our workforce is made up of small business employers. And so understanding their biggest challenge, just like everybody coming out of the pandemic, was workforce. How do we develop and retain a diverse and talented workforce? And so really our team, Taylor Hughes and I, as well as our former CEO, Michael Huber, sat for a while just talking through what can we do together? How can we just support them even more? And doing that, in addition to talking with Claire Fitty and Green of the Richard M. Fairbanks Foundation, was really the impetus for this is what we can do together.
I'm on the board of the Indy Chamber, and when I heard that there was going to be a pilot program on business equity, I wanted to be a part of it. The idea of having more peers where you could small business to small business learn together was very attractive. The idea of diversifying every business is important. I think we've all come to learn, and we hope that most people have come to learn that it's better for all of business, especially when we better reflect the community in which we work. But just having more opinions at the table and more vantage and viewpoints and everything else, I've seen it work. And at the same time, I think we often struggle with one, finding voices, and then making sure those people feel like they can use their voice at the tables.
I was invited by the BEI program with Stacia and her team. Being a business owner, I've really been trying to be more conscious of developing some skills I didn't really have per se. I'm just like this sponge right now, really trying to just absorb all the different things that folks have went after me or before me to create like a game plan to be successful. It's essential for me to get exposure and to be able to be in rooms with folks that are doing well and good work, not only just as far as profitability, but within the community, just to see the faces of folks, and I want to be accessible so people can learn from me.
Indy Chamber touches so many other organizations, so many other businesses, that having them as a partner will open up spaces and allow us to meet and connect to other organizations to be able to build that diversity, equity, inclusion, and just partnerships across the board to help HR overall grow and the organization grow and be able to have those different resources. My expectations for participating is, again, becoming a better HR professional, learning and growing. One of my mottos personally in life is, as long as I'm breathing, I should be growing. So I currently have a master's, but I'm looking forward to getting a doctorate. But education is not the only way to grow. So connection, learning about different organizations, learning what we can do to help other organizations and what they can do to help us is vital for me. So, that is kind of what I'm looking to get out of the initiative, is to grow personally and be able to connect to other people.
I'm a member of the Indy Chamber, and we get emails about information as far as the Chamber is concerned, and I was reading up on it, and I thought it would be a great opportunity since my business was in growth mode at that point. We were 3 years old, and I was looking for every available resource to help me as a new entrepreneur. I think the biggest thing that surprised me is that so many entrepreneurs are in my very same shoes. I think when you own a business, it can be very lonely. You can be on an island, it seems like sometimes, because you're so wrapped up in the day-to-day grind and you're wearing so many hats. And so being able to be in a program like this, it helps you to understand you're not alone, that there are people who are feeling the same anxiety, the same doubts, the same concerns that you're feeling, and who have similar goals. Just since that first session, I've actually met with 3 people that are in the group for lunch, have made some great connections, and they've connected me with other programs.
Personally, I've seen a lot of growth. Again, this was different type of profession. So just understanding the business cues are a little bit different for me, so I'm still learning. I'm a 16-year Air Force veteran as a police officer. So I'm not doing anything that I was trained to do. So it's really exciting to learn something new every day, to be in kind of the business world, which is different from the traditional of how I was raised. So it's just interesting. I'm excited for the journey.
The Indy Chamber has been an incredible resource, and for us, that relationship and what it means is not just opportunities like this incredible program, but being able to connect with other business leaders across multiple sectors and industries, being able to truly play a role in the path of Central Indiana as we look forward, whether you talk about the business aspects, the legislative aspects. The Indy Chamber is very unique in the fact that they are focused on creating a holistic and a better Indianapolis, and it's really an opportunity to play a small role alongside of them with our membership and the various committees and boards that we're able to be part of with it. The conversations we're having with other people, whether it's my board of directors, whether it's other peers within the community and nonprofit space, is that this is important. This is important for our city, but most importantly, it's important for the youth and the adults we're privileged to serve on a daily basis. So being very intentional with this as part of our strategy makes us a better organization and makes us a better resource for the city of Indianapolis moving forward.
Something that I'm telling others is just all the great things that we're learning, how to improve our culture, our recruitment strategies, and how to connect and build a great community of other organizations that are also learning how to enhance their recruitment and their culture.
We're telling all of our small business partners that they should get involved in the next cohort. It's only going to get better. The team at the Chamber has really developed other programs where we can partner with businesses who are looking for businesses of color or women-owned businesses or veteran-owned businesses to work with. So we are spreading the word wherever we go that number one, be a member of the Indy Chamber, and number two, take a look at some of the programs that they offer for small business.
Why this is important to me is that having the opportunity to, bridge the gap with diversity, inclusion, and equity. We don't have it. It's not enough of us out here to be able to do the work what we do and have the passion to do the work. To have the Indy Chamber as a partner, it allows us to get our voice heard. To foster the community, to partner with every aspect of what we want and able to get a collaboration of moving forward that everybody has the opportunity to have a place in this world.
The resources, the training, the peer resources are amazing, and why we're doing it is that we want Second Helpings to be a very strong organization, not only now, but in the future.
We're telling others that we're a part of this kind of, initiative to really, create some noise in the DEIB space and really back up some of the things that have been said and talked about internally. But now we're able to put ourselves out there, hopefully, so that we're building other accountability partners by being a part of this program that will hold us accountable to back up the things that we've said.
Just to meet other companies and to see exactly what the climate of Indianapolis could look like in the next 5 to 10 years with the birth of new companies, startups that are spinning up, and new businesses that are formulating. It's just really exciting to see the entrepreneurial growth in our city, because every good city has to have a strong platform of entrepreneurs to help drive growth in the city, as well as bring in new organizations and new people to our city.
Success for a pilot program like this will be looking back in 5 years, seeing our culture that is diverse, inclusive, and seeing that the DNA that we instilled today is really showing up down the road, because cultures are built in 3 to 5 years. They're not built overnight, and so it takes time to really reflect back, but the work that you do today does matter into what the company will be in 5 years.
Specifically with Danielle, she's allowed me to think more so outside of the box and use my imagination, and she's super affirming when you do that too. And so that's reminded me that whenever I'm engaging with folks, regardless of what I actually think about what they've said, validating what they've said, affirming what they said, that has nothing to do with me agreeing with it, is important. That breeds a culture of feeling seen and heard and valued that then creates an environment of kind of innovation and just productivity that I think is underrated and taken for granted sometimes.
I would hope to be, after this program, I guess, just in a more authentic space as it relates to DEIB. I think it's really discovering for us at Borshoff who we are, being comfortable with that, identifying our gaps and the work that we have to do, and understand that it's a marathon, so it's going to take time.